Hi, and welcome to Good God. I'm Pastor Todd, and I've got some good stuff to run by you today. Coming up. So, came back from Immortal Fest a few weeks ago, and I received a PM from a guy who was there, and he had a couple questions he wanted to run by me, and I asked him back if I could go ahead and answer those in a podcast. So, today's podcast is based on a question that came to me through a PM. Let's get right to it. So, it says, "Hi, Pastor Todd. Need a little advice. I always come home from events like Immortal Fest on a spiritual high. I feel like sharing with others through testimony, though I have no training and maybe don't know enough about the Lord to approach the subject. I don't want to embarrass him or my family by any of my posts on social media. If I can help one person come to seeking a relationship with Jesus, I think it's a great thing. But a few days after the event, I hit a low and wonder if I should have posted at all. My wife is exceptional at communication and doesn't support my posts and seems annoyed, and it really makes me doubt myself and crush any confidence I may have. What would you suggest I do?" Great question and a challenging situation, isn't it? I mean, it sounds like it. So I think there are probably many couples that can fall into this category. I know at times my wife and I have fallen into this category. Well, first, let me say this: I can embarrass myself with the best of them when it comes to writing or English or anything like that, or in podcasting. I'm just, I have never been that great at English. It just wasn't my forte in school. Math, I'm pretty good at, but English, not that great. So even to this day, I have my wife watch my podcast to make sure that I say things correctly. And of course, when I don't, she'll let me know and she'll chuckle a little bit and she'll say, "You may want to redo this part." And then I have to, go do it all over again. So I get it. I get that part. And it's hard to narrow down the feelings in this questions because it's a little bit in a not real in depth. But for me, based on this question, I would begin with talking about my wife about the posts first. So she's a good communicator. We know that. So getting ideas from her might be a good idea. It might be a good start. Asking, is there a better way to post or position this post or stating it differently? Does everything come across clearly? Should I say it? Is there a better way to say what I'm trying to convey? Um, at the very least, what I would want to do is get to the root of the issue. So looking to see, is it something I'm saying? Is it something the way I'm posting it? Or is it just an embarrassment? Or what is it that's causing my wife to, you know, make these statements? I don't think it's about your heart and the motive of your heart. I think it sounds more like maybe in the way it's coming across. So I would probably start there. Most importantly, I think in any relationship with marriage, especially, letting her know how much you value her insight and opinion. I think that's really important. She's your first ministry and your first focus. I'll give you an example. My wife, the other day, a few days ago, she has devotions every morning, and which is amazing, and I love that about her. And this one particular morning, she came in and she said, I just was reading in Proverbs, and she said this verse just really popped out at me, and I wanted to share it with you. So she did. And it was Proverbs 8:12, and it reads this. It says, "I, godly wisdom, reside with prudence, good judgments, good judgment, moral courage, and astute common sense. And I find knowledge and discretion." And man, I'll tell you, for the past few days, I've been camping out on that verse. It's like that verse is so good. There's so much in it. And it's like, man, Lord, this is really good stuff. But she just came in and shared that with me. She didn't have to, but she wanted to. So when I coming, both events at Immortal Fest were fantastic. If you went to Immortal Fest, you had a wonderful experience at both events. And coming, after that kind of a weekend, events like that, it's kind of a mountaintop event. It's like you go there and it's like, man, you can just feel the Lord. You walk away thinking, man, God really showed up and he really did some amazing things. He revealed a lot of things to people, some healing, some insight, just a lot of really good movement of the Lord. And so there's a mountaintop experience from that. Now that being said, always our first mountaintop experience, our first ministry, our first pouring into needs to be our spouse. Um, there may be more that I realize to this statement that he wrote into me about, but based on what I'm reading, what I would do is start always with your first relationship with your wife, and because that's the one that God has really put together and really wants as men our role to focus on. Um, so anytime I leave to go to Immortal Fest, I mean, before I leave, I'll admit it, I get homesick. Yep, I do. And it's not so much for the house, it's for my wife. I'm going to be away from her for at least 5 days. And, I feel like, man, I'm really missing my wife before I even walk out the door. So I get like that, but I don't hold that in. I let my wife know about that. So like this writer's wife is a communication person. My wife is a words person. She loves words. Flowers are nice, cards are better. But one way that I've realized that she really receives love from me is, I'll think of a song in the middle of a day and it's like, you know what, this really makes me think of my wife. And so I'll get it on YouTube and I'll send it over to her and I'll just lets her know that I'm thinking about her, that she's on my mind. And, it's a way that she receives love. And I know that because she tells me. Now I'm kind of different. I like, the way I show love or like to show love is I'll do things around the house. Like I like doing stuff around the house and it expresses my care and my love to my wife. So when she does things for me, it really moves me. And it's like, man, she's really showing me how much she loves me. It could be laundry. I mean, whatever it is, but that when she does stuff, it expresses love back to me. But for her, it's words. So I can't get her a card that just says, I love you, your husband. No, no, no. You want to have some words in there, something that's got some meaning and content in it. So with this situation, maybe getting your wife involved in what the post is going to look like, why you want to do the post, talking to your wife and involving her in that might help. But if it's anything like me, it's just simply, I didn't word that real well, or it didn't look that great. Now I am better at it now, but I still like her insight, and I like her opportunity to give me that insight on it. So anyway, I hope this helps. I hope that this touches your heart. I hope it makes your relationship better. I hope that your focus on God brings you to a deeper relationship with your wife, and the other way around, your wife with you. So bless you guys. You guys have an awesome day. I'm Pastor Todd with Sanctuary. Love you. We'll see you soon.